Hold on. Let's bring that back. Come rewind. I was not being heard. I was muted, but you guys can see it. Thank you, thank you, thank you to my great audience. So let me just start with the welcome. You guys saw me give her the jacket. I want to welcome you back to the Unapologetic Entrepreneur. I flew all the way from Florida to come present this beautiful jacket to this young lady for her hard work. See, today isn't just going to be an interview. Today is a moment. See, we as entrepreneurs, if you're an entrepreneur and you spend any time as an entrepreneur, you understand that people usually see the rewards. Show me your plaque. Show me your plaque of excellence. You see your rewards, right? They usually see and rarely understand the journey. They see the promotions. They see the recognition. Some people even see the money, right? But what they don't see is how you earned it. And today, she didn't even know I was going to come and interview her. She knew I was coming into town, and I surprisingly came to her home to bring this moment live because I have questions for her. And we're going to take this opportunity to interview the first executive director, female executive director of CEO Life, right? And I know we talk with all entrepreneurs, but today I wanted to present her a jacket because certain situations didn't allow her to come and get on the stage with the rest of us here. So I want to thank you, Marie, out there, for letting me know that people couldn't hear me. I appreciate you. Thank you for being an avid watcher. And we're going to move on, and we're going to start. We'll be right back.
Okay.
And today, as I said, what we're going to cover, what we're going to cover is you don't get this by chance. You earn it. So as I said, here I am with my guest, Mr. Takeria Sullivan. We're squeezing in right here so we can both be seen. Say hi to the people. And again, thank you for all of you that are chiming in and watching and letting me know that I couldn't be heard, but we still got the footage and I just repeated it. So, Mr. Takeria Sullivan.
What's up, you guys? How y'all doing today? I know it's all of our team on here supporting us, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. He slipped. I did not know this was going to happen. Absolutely had no idea. But I guess you always got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
There you go. She does not know what's going to pop up. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe right over here in the corner or over there in the corner. And what you can do is, don't forget the premise of the show. You guys can chime in, ask questions. I'm about to make sure I go on my Facebook page so I can see you. And just in case I miss a question that pops up. But I do have some questions for Mr. Takeria Sullivan, as she did not know what was going on. So we're going to put her in the hot seat, Let me cue up my questions right here. So now that I put the jacket on you, right, we're going to make it real easy for you, Takeria. Before an executive director, right, before the business, before recognition, who were you? What did that look like?
That just looked like, a woman raising her child, working an overnight shift, being in hospitality for, at that point, almost about 10 years, working overnight. I had my first child at 42. Yeah, I know I look good. So, not knowing that God had a whole nother plan for me. So it was like, I had my son, and then a year later, I find out he's diagnosed with autism and ADHD. Well, I knew he had developmental issues. So it was really me just jumping into mommyhood on a whole nother level, because most parents don't have to worry about those type of situations, but I did. And I didn't even think twice about it. I just did whatever I had to do, learned what I had to learn to get my son to the next level. And that's when I became an advocate. And then shortly after, I met you.
So here she is, and she's been in entrepreneurship and comes from a background of hospitality. Autistic child, as you heard, single mom, and she was grinding an overnight shift. Now she's what exactly is your title? Let the people know. I don't want to advertise for you. You got to let them know.
Well, I'm the first female executive director with CEO Life, baby. And
what your company? What is it you have now?
DCS, Diverse Coverage Solutions. That is my financial agency.
So now that people know that background, right? I have another question for you. These jackets can be expensive, they cost money, company pays, but you earn it. Now, I want to know what personal cost did it cost you to receive that jacket? Tell them a little bit about your journey.
Whew. Leo, it's a lot, but and I could be long-winded. We all know CEO life got long-winded people. But to keep it just real and 100 with you guys, it cost a lot. It took a lot of sacrifice. And I say this a lot because it was true. I didn't own it during that time. I was just moving and doing what I needed to do. I had two people in my life that told me, if I come into this business and I'm open-minded and I'm coachable and I have work ethic, they're going to get me there. They're going to get me where I need to be able to provide for my son. And that was Leo and Coach. So I came in and I did what I had to do, right? But it was a lot of sacrifices. I coined myself as the sacrificial lamb. Because let me tell you, when I look back at a lot of things, I know for a fact, it is not half the people out there that would have been able to go through what I went through during that transition of leaving my 9 to 5 and coming into CEO in Xperia and going through certain things. They would have said, no, I'm not staying here for this. No, I'm going to leave. But because I knew that my vision was bigger than me and I knew what I had to do and what I wanted to leave for my child, I went through it. I lost 10 family members. Some of you guys know my story in 2024, the year that I joined, right? Within a 8-month span. Right. Sometimes I could make funerals. Sometimes I couldn't. So that was one of the biggest things. And the number one thing was the fact that all of the attention that I was putting on my child, because I was always there, I was very, overprotective. Because of that, I could not always be there. I had to sacrifice. Can I be there for my child when it's ABA therapy? Can I always take him to his doctor's appointments? No. But I knew if I sacrificed that, now in real time, I'll be able to do that for the rest of his life.
Yeah, I remember those times. But let me ask you this: what was the moment, if you could remember one moment that you came closest to saying maybe entrepreneurship, maybe this business isn't for me?
Okay, I'm gonna keep it all the way funky because today is being real, right? Because now that I got this jacket, it's a lot of things people don't want to tell you about the business because they afraid that they're gonna lose you because they think they have to go through the same thing. No, just make better decisions. It came a time where I had no money. I had depleted all of the money in my savings account and I had no money. This was something new that I was learning. Right. So during that process, when you're building a business and you becoming an entrepreneur, you got to make sure that you invest in yourself. I didn't know that. I didn't know that language. I got the 9 to 5 mindset. I go to work, I show up, I get a check. It was a time that I'm going to be completely honest when I said I cannot no longer do this. And I literally cried. My car got repossessed. Thank God I had the people in my life that I had in my life at that time, because for a split second, I was going to make a decision for a temporary situation, a permanent decision to leave my business, to walk away from Xperia, to go get a job just so I could have a constant paycheck. But I had to remind myself, it's your fault. You want to know why? Because had you been making more calls, had you been working your behind off, had you been doing everything that you know to do that was taught to you through your leadership, I wouldn't have never experienced that. But guess what? Sometimes you have to experience things, not because you take it as a loss, but because you take it as a lesson.
Okay, mind you, this is all unrehearsed. So why didn't you quit?
I didn't quit because, like I said, I started thinking about my why. I cried. I was emotional, right? Like I was emotional in that moment because that was something that never happened to me, you guys, right? So, of course, I'm all in my feelings. I'm crying and I'm embarrassed because I didn't want people to look at me. Oh, she thinks she over there doing something in that CEO life and this, that, and the third. Once I got through that and not caring, going back to who Takeria is and not caring what nobody else thought about me, I knew I couldn't quit. I couldn't quit because my vision for me, for my business, for my community, to break the generational curse and my family of poverty, all of those things. But even on that next level of it, the reason why I couldn't do it, because I knew I had people that was backing me, that was there for me when other people counted me out, that put a lot of time and energy and mentorship into me. I could not fail them. And when I thought about that, that hurt me more than the fact that my car got repossessed. I didn't even think about that no more.
Oh man, there's only 2 questions in, and this lady's yelling in my left ear. So those of you that know me, when you meet me in person, if I can't hear you from this ear, it's her fault.
AKA passion. Everybody know.
So let's get ready. Let me see if anybody's in the chat. Let's see what people are saying. We got Heather saying hello there. Yes.
Hey, Heather.
You got Coach A. What's going on, Coach? He said y'all looking amazing in the green, of course. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Natasha's out there saying, look at my EDs.
What up, Red Dragon?
So yeah, today we're gonna definitely make this interactive experience. So if you guys have any questions for her, I'm loaded, but hey, feel free to shoot them out. I'm looking on my phone just in case they pop up, but we still got some more to go. So let me go to the next question. My next question to you is, when executive director became the target, when you decided, as we say in our agency, when you got mad and you made a decision, right? What changed?
My mindset changed first, and then my habits. Because it was a lot of things, from the very beginning, I used to yell and scream out on the call, I'm gonna be the first executive director. I did believe it. I did. But as time went on and I started doing more self-development, I realized I would never achieve that position if I don't change my daily habits and if I don't disconnect with the people that I have in my circle at that time.
So give us a little more about your habits. What specific habits? People need to know, because there's a lot of people, entrepreneurs here right now, that probably have the same habits you're talking about. And one of the things that entrepreneurship does, whether you like it or not, is it exposes you. So what are some of those habits that change? What sacrifices did you have to make? I mean, what conversations changed? There's people looking at you right now that are looking at you as an example. I mean, one day Kari's going to watch this episode and say, wow, that's what my mom went through. Let them know, what is it, some of those habits, conversations, and sacrifices that you had to make or change?
I'm going to keep it real with you guys, but I can't tell y'all everything because, my book going to be coming out. Y'all got to buy it. No, but look at Leo face. No, but for real, just, things that I've always done, just thinking that's just life. For instance, being around your family, me and my family are all so close. Those are always my best friends. So, I would party, I would hang out, I would stay up late. I would do all these things that weren't serving me, because I started realizing, even before I came executive director, I would think that I could still stay up all night and party, get up, get on the call, be there. Because if you're on time, you're late. So, just really not taking it serious and really just doing everything I've always done to get by, to survive, as opposed to doing things to be successful. So, I knew that I had to eliminate or remove myself from situations with my family and the people that I, hang out with, because that's always TT. Oh, she the life of the party. I can't be that no more. Because listen, this is one thing I had to tell myself: you can't dance to every song. You can't dance to every song.
That's a quotable.
So meaning you can't be everywhere all the time. You can't do everything, because when you're moving to another level, when you want to say you want to be an executive director, everything that you do, you can't continue to do it. If you say you want to make 100,000 or 250,000, you have to level up. It's levels to this. So I knew I had to do that. So having conversations with Leo, I had to really be honest with myself, because as great as I thought I was, it was a lot of things that weren't good about me that I had to change. So I had to have the mirror effect and have a conversation with my old self and with the new person that I wanted to be in order to get there.
All right. We do have a question in the chat. Man, you guys are getting it today. Okay. So we got Natasha Rodriguez. What is one thing you would tell a young entrepreneur looking to get into this industry? One thing.
that I would tell them is to choose your mentor wisely. Choose your circle wisely, because if you have a mentor or a circle of people that are around you that are not just there for monetary gain, but to really see you grow, to really want to see you be successful, to see your gifts. They look beyond what the surface is of you that other people may not see. That you need that. Because when you have that right mentor in your life, or you stay in proximity of the right people, they are going to guide you. And it's not just going to be about business. It's going to be, they're going to have conversations with you. They're going to really get to know you. They want to know your traumas. How can they help you? Where you need to be positioned at. They're going to have so many nuggets and so many gems that they're going to be dropping on you constantly, that you're going to be growing before you realize you're growing. You're going to know when you're around the right people, when other people start saying, dang, you know what, Leo, I see you. You moving different. I see you leveling up. You're speaking different. You're walking different. You're dressing different, right? And so I will always say a great coach, mentor is where it needs to start.
All right. There you go, Natasha. Natasha has another question. She's already shooting off.
Y'all breaking me down. Like,
no. What's the one thing you would change if you could go back to day one?
Day one of this journey. Okay. If I could go back to day one of this journey, I wish that I would have jumped all in at the beginning. I know a lot of people see us. I'm always talking about coaching Leo, but it was a time that you guys may not know this story, that I wasn't even too sure about Xperia, let alone CEO Life, let alone me staying with Leo. It was a situation, not to get into it, but it was a situation, and it was a hard decision to make for me. And I wasn't all in from day one, like y'all see me now, right? I was battling with me because I'm loyal by fault, right? So when things were happening and I was making that transition to come into Xperia, into CEO Life, I was given an ultimatum. And I sat on that for a couple of days and I prayed on it. And after that, I was really emotional about it because it was something that was near and dear to me. And I said, Takeria, why are you being so loyal to someone else and disloyal to you, to your future? So I wish that I didn't wait that week. I didn't wait 3 weeks. I didn't wait that month. Yeah, it was that long before I actually said, yes, I'm doing it and I'm all in. So that's the only regrets I may have.
Okay. I'll get back to your question. I saw it there. We got number 4. Now it starts to get hot. We might have to take off the jackets. Entrepreneurship has a way of exposing you, as I said before. So what did entrepreneurship expose about Takeria Sullivan? As the light comes in.
Who sent that question? Who asked that?
Nobody. That was something I have in my manuscript. What did it expose?
Well, it exposed some good things about me, but if we want to talk about something that actually made change in my life, that molded me to this, I would have to say that it exposed that I wasn't at some point, wasn't great at communicating with people, right? I had to realize that because, growing up the way that I grew up, being the urban community, sometimes you got to have a certain swag about yourself. And the way you grow up, you grow into that and you bring that into your adulthood. And a lot of people say, well, that's just that person. They can't change. I beg to differ. So when I came into entrepreneurship, this is a people's industry. You got to be able to be relatable and approachable. And I always felt like my communication skills was good because nobody really never said to me, okay, you're this way. I'm very blunt. I'm very open, but I'm also very transparent and I'm passionate about a lot of stuff. And I had to realize that some of the times, and really most of the time, you guys, that my delivery will diminish my message. I will have good intentions. I will want to see everybody win. But the way I deliver it, I look at it as passion, or some people could look at it as, oh, you're just too loud. You're just too in people's face. And now I'm going to tell you something. That is something that I never wanted to leave me because that just shows the realness of me. And I'm just being authentic, right? But I had to know how to channel that energy and that passion because I get so excited because when it comes to this business, I believe in it so much and I want others to receive that. I feel like I'm on like a talk show and they just like
you are we're live here.
You just got me, Leo.
We're right here on the Unapologetic Entrepreneur. That's it.
I gotta tell all my stuff, all my good.
No apologies here. Okay. Sorry, not sorry. We got Heather. What did you do to change your communication skills?
Before I used to go, I'm gonna tell you, Heather, before I would go to speak with somebody about a situation, I would literally have to call Leo. That's what started it. Okay. I would literally have to call Leo and I'm calling him and, I could just be myself and say how I want to talk. It may not be the way I'm going to speak to that person, but because I'm giving him the energy, he's like, tone it down, this, that, and the third, or I'll speak to coach about it. But one tool that was given to me, I think it was you, Leo. He was like, when you speak to somebody, don't always initially just respond to Takeria. Give yourself at least that 5-second count. Take a breath and say, whew, listen, and then respond. So sometimes if anybody speaks to me now, they're going to be looking for that, Leo. They're going to be like, she responded too fast. No, I literally take a break. I don't want to respond too fast because my initial response may be a good one, right? But it may not be the right energy that I'm giving off. And I don't want to be that person. So, and I had to start reading more books on communicating with people. And one thing I said, because I'm still not all the way there yet, right? I said I want to take a class on that. I really want to be able to have healthy communication. And one thing that did work for me, Coach, I think it was like a year ago, he gave me and Natasha Coach always giving you some type of activity or something to do, right? So he told us to look up this stuff and he gave us a list of things. I wonder if Natasha remember this. And he said, which one do you think you need to improve in? I forgot what Natasha thing was, but one of my things was active listening. And I think when you become a better listener, you do not respond immediately just to be heard. You actually take time to listen what the person say and process it and respond to what they saying as opposed to responding the way that you want everybody to see your point of view.
I don't know who this lady is next to me, but wow. I'm really I'm in awe. Wow, look at this. There you go.
I grew up, you guys.
Oh my God. It's funny what some time would do. Limnish got a question, and then I'll get back to my regular scheduled program. She says, we have a lot of people who come and leave this industry. What type of mindset do you need to have to be in business and stay in business? Stick and stay. Woo, that's a good one, Limnish. What kind of mindset do you got to have?
You got to have by no means necessary. You got to do what you have to do. See, a lot of people, I think, believe that, you got to build such a great mindset. You got to build all these great things. But before you even build that mindset, initially, a lot of people that come into this business, they haven't picked up a book since high school or let alone college, right? So they may not never had mentorship. They may never had read any self-development books. So before you even have the mindset of saying, I'm going to stay through it all, or no matter what happens, you got to have discipline in your daily life, period. You have to be disciplined, and you have to have a level of belief in yourself. And most of all, because a lot of people say they have it, but they really don't, and that's commitment. Commitment is a really strong thing to have, because no matter what happens, and I always said this, I don't care what happens, I am going to see the task through regardless. So you have to have that type of thing first to build your mindset up, or even get there to start doing the self-development. So along the way, as you are strengthening this engine up here, you need those other things to keep pushing you, to keep allowing you to grow and move forward.
Man, I couldn't answer any better myself. Look, guys, I had a list of 10 questions, but you guys are dropping it right now. And I got another great question. It seems like we have a lot of single parents and single mothers here.
Oh, yes.
And this is from Mayat. Love it. She says most single parents would say they have too much on their plate. With everything else you have on your plate, what are some practical things you implement that got you to ED?
Being able to ask for help. I'm a very strong person. I've always been that, I'll make it work. I'll do it myself. When it comes to being a single mom with a child with special needs, listen, that old saying, it takes a village to raise a child, that is absolutely true. I always said to myself, you know what? I'm going to do this. It's nobody else's responsibility. Listen, we have to start asking people for help. We have to start putting our egos aside. We have to start putting our pride aside and thinking we can do everything, because we can't. Everybody needs help with something. So I started making sure that at one point I used to have mommy guilt really, really bad. Leo can tell, he laughing. I used to have that really, really bad. And I used to have all of index cards posted up on my wall that I would see every day with all my affirmations and all this different stuff, right? I was so in, right, you guys? So I started saying to myself, if my primary goal, or one of them, is for me to do whatever I need to do for my son, because it's going to come a time where I'm no longer going to be here for him, I need to make sure that my family can be able to take care of him financially. And the only way I can do that right now is this. So I have to ask for help, and I have to set out time that I spend with him. And I would not do anything at that time, whether it was an hour or 2 hours. That was all my son was going to get. And a lot of people may say that that's harsh. Your son is special needs. Your son is this, is that, and the third. Yes, that is true. But if you keep allowing your children or your circumstances to be an excuse, you will never get to the position that you want to be at.
Simple and plain. Okay. I have a, what did that season teach you that success never could? While you were in that season where, you had to go through all these things on the road to ED, what did it teach you about yourself, or what lessons did you learn? What's one main one that comes off the top of your head right now?
Well, I wouldn't say a lesson, but it reminded me that that you can never stop living your life for you, no matter what. A lot of times as a parent, as a mother, and most women, we are very nurturing, right? We go to work, we can take care of the home, we come home, we cook, we clean, we do all these things. You cannot put yourself in the back burner. You have to be in the forefront. You have to take care of yourself at some point, because if your cup runs empty, no one's good. That's it. And I also learned, with all of the things that were happening to me, you guys, during that time with a lot of death and stuff in my family, it taught me that death doesn't wait for no one. Death doesn't wait for anyone. It's the inevitable. We all know that. And I think a lot of times I was taking, well, I looked at it now where I am and I reflect a lot. Was that we take our time for granted. We don't utilize our time the way that we should in the 24-hour period that we have. Because when you think about it, if you had 24 hours to live, what would you do? What would be, if you had a list, what would be the first thing that you would do? And I started thinking that way. And I was like, I have to get things done immediately. And that helped me with, because I had a problem with procrastination. I'm just telling y'all all my business. This is therapy. I mean, I could just kick your butt.
I need to charge.
Yeah, this is crazy. But I was a big procrastinator, believe it or not. I was, even though I knew what to do, I knew how to do it. I knew that I don't know why. I would just be like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it later. And would put things in front of things that I should have been prioritizing and should have been doing, but I wasn't.
She was part of the biggest nation, procrastination. There
Yes.
we go. There we go. All right. After you put on that jacket, after I put that jacket on you today, I want to know, what does that jacket mean to you? Because a lot of people, I've been asked a lot of different things about the rings I wear all the time, and I know what they mean to me. I know what this jacket means to me. What does that jacket mean to you? Then we got to go back in the chat, so take it.
I don't want to get emotional, you guys. This means everything to me. Let me tell you something. This jacket means everything to me. When I was younger in high school, I did performing arts. I went to a performing arts school, and I used to do plays and dramas and operas and all those great things. It's nothing like coming home with a trophy, right? So I knew I didn't want to go to college. My parents sent me to school, and it wasn't for me. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to go to school, get my hair license, and do hair, right? So I left. I left school, right? And to think about this, it's like I've always had this urge, this burning desire to do something special, not just for myself, but for it to mean something, a bigger vision, not for just me and my family, but an impact on where I come from the hood, from the ghetto, from the urban community, whatever you want to, call it, of children who did not have the same opportunity, right? So all the blood, sweat, tears, books, learning myself, self-sabotaging myself, ruining relationships, rekindling relationships, having mentors and people to really believe in me, who said, don't matter about the naysayers. And we're going to get you there. You said you're going to be the first female. This is what you do. This is the blueprint. And for them to stick by my side when it was times that they could have walked away and threw me away. And when that day came that I knew I made executive director, I literally broke down crying in tears, screaming. And then to know I was supposed to receive my jacket at the last mastermind and I could not make it, and I take full ownership of that, it broke my heart because I wanted to be there with the rest of the executive directors and for them to see me receive this and put my jacket on. Because anybody that been here from the beginning with CEO Life know the growth. What y'all see now, this is a different version of who I am, which is still growing, which is still learning. And for Leo, because I put him through hell, y'all. I did. Calling this man all times a night. All times a night, did not care, keeping him up. And not one time did he ever turn me away. Not one time did he say, you know what, T, I'm asleep. I'll talk to you in the morning. Every single time he stayed up, and that became a mini mastermind in itself. It got me to the next level. We didn't even have to talk about it the next day. It was already understood. So to sit next to you, to know what we've been through together, as my brother in business. And for you to be able to put this jacket on me means so much, because I know the sacrifices and what you and Coach had to do for me. So this is more of an honor. This is like a badge of honor, the fact that I am here and I have you guys. And it means so much to wear this because I worked for it. It wasn't given to me. Leo, I'm going to kill you.
This is live, ladies and gentlemen.
You know they nobody supposed to see me cry.
Well, you said nobody got to, we didn't get to see you get the jacket. Well, now you have all the audience and you have a memoir where you can always turn back to look at it because, you deserved it. This was not given. It was earned. And we do have some questions. These questions keep on coming. Oh, I got you, Dennis. I see yours next. Most single parents would say, oh, no, wait, I did that one. Sorry. There's another one for my right here. Right here. What would you recommend another single parent who wants to become ED? What would you recommend? I guess, what would you recommend they do? What are some steps, action steps?
Action steps. Okay, well, first they would have to just realign. You're going to have to realign your life, right? And you have to see who's around you that can help. Who's in your village? Who is in your support system, right? And what are you laughing? Yeah, Coach is a trip. You have to see who is in your corner that can help you. And that has to be a clear, precise plan. If you truly don't have any family around you or you don't have that support system around you, you have to find some, and you have to make some real hard decisions, because I don't know how old the child may be, but if it's a younger child, I never put my child in daycare. Why? I was afraid he couldn't speak until he was 5. So that was my situation, but that may not be yours. So if you got to put your child in daycare and after school program, if you got to do whatever you need to do to be successful, right? So if that means going outside of the perimeters of what you perceive a parent to be and parenting to be, then if you get close to a next door neighbor, say, hey, 3 times a week, I'm gonna need you. Can you watch them for 2 hours? Every little bit counts. You don't have to go full throttle at the beginning. It's the small daily habits you put together that's going to give you that compound effect. So that's the only thing that I know. Oh, and they have support systems online. So if you need a support system, they have support systems. They even have people now that you can call to babysit. They'll come over, keep your child, go out, all this stuff. They got a lot of great stuff. So, you just got to do your research.
I didn't know anything about none of that stuff. I don't know. I would let anybody just
Dante's like 20-something.
Yeah. So, Dennis got something for you. He said, why this business and why stick and stay? First of all, I said entrepreneurship. We already know, but but why this business? I think because somebody asked something similar. Hey, Brick Bro. Hey, Dennis. I'm gonna tell you this. We had a call this morning, you guys, and it's so crazy because this is what I'm about to answer to, kind of. Okay, so we were talking about our why and why the insurance business, this, that, and the third. When I first came into this business, I didn't have a child and I didn't have a why. I was young and having a good time. I was making decent money. I was doing whatever I wanted to do. I was traveling. I didn't have a care in the world, right? But my mom and my aunt was the ones that had got into this business. And they was like, I think you'll be really good at it. And I'm like, oh boy, another one of they things they coming up with. First is coffee, tea, and all this other stuff. So I said, okay, went to a meeting. I was like, okay, maybe I could do something like this. I'm interested, but I'm really not, right? So I joined the business and I didn't do anything. I didn't have a why. I didn't have a kid. I just didn't feel like, I didn't look deeper into what it was. And I wasn't as mature. I didn't look at the business as what this business could do for me. And that's another thing that I regret, because I wish I would have started then. A couple of years later, or maybe about a year later or so, it was reintroduced to me. And now I'm a little bit more mature, still don't have a kid. I'm still by myself, but I don't know. My mindset has shifted. It was different things. I was seeing people and that I had known in a business that was making money.
And then I was like, okay, so my why became to make more money. I just wanted to make more money. And I had that license and I held that license all the way until 2024. And I would just use it. So when people would call me up and be like, oh, you still doing that insurance thing? I didn't get offended. I wasn't promoting it. I never put no business out there. I never told everybody. I didn't have social media. So it didn't matter to me. So when in 2024, when I made the decision to leave my job, I knew I was putting this. I was going to implement this. But now my why became bigger because I had a son to support. I needed money. I no longer had a 9-to-5 job. So it changed. So I stuck this out because I know it could work. I have proof around me. We have Coach, we have Leo, we have Darren, we have Jamie. We have all these people that came and been in the same situations that we are in right now and worse. And look how successful they are because they stuck to it. And if you Google Siri, it tells you our business is the business. Ask Coach.
All right. All right. So, young lady, you prove you can get promoted. Now the question is, can you build? Because, you know, this business, the hardest thing is, or in any business, is duplication. The question is, can you build?
Baby, let me tell you. Listen, like you said, you could get promotions, you could write on your own pen, you could do all these things. But the legacy that we all talk about, it comes from building. It comes from building. The time that we talk about buying back, it comes from building. And let me tell you something. I didn't always want to have a team. You know, when I first came in this thing, I was just doing what I was told to do. I was making money, getting my checks. I was okay. I was just good with that. But when my mind expanded, it could not go back. And in December of 2024, we did our goals. And I'm not talking about you just write down 5 things. I'm talking about it's a whole printout sheet, calculation, scientific evaluations. It's everything. Right. So, you know, you doing a vision board, you're doing all these things that, you know, are really expanding your vision to think bigger. Right. And I said, the only way I have to build, I have to get a team. I can't do this by myself. And if I can, it's going to take me 10 times longer. So, yes, I can build. But let me tell you guys something. Everybody talk about building. Oh, can you build? Any one of y'all can build. It's not can you build, is if you can maintain it. Can you keep a team? Because you can go out here and recruit 50 people and come in and cannot duplicate yourself. You may be good at what you do. You could train. You can do all these different things. It is a different level to duplicating yourself, to getting someone else to the position that you are in, right? It is a different level to have a slew of people come to you and come into the business. And now you got 20 recruits or business partners, but you cannot discipline them enough or show them that to get them to stay with you. You got to have influence. So I think that anybody can build. It's a conversation to have to get someone come on your team, but can you maintain it? Can you keep them there and grow them?
There you have it. I got another question in the chat I'm going to go to now.
They got me sweat. Yeah. But I ain't taking my jacket off, y'all. Hey.
Oh, my God. So Mayette has another one. She says, what are some of your goals now?
I could spit that right off to you. My goals, my top goals, not number wise or position wise in Xperia. I'm going to tell you my top goals. Why? My why is to have a nonprofit business named after my son Takari's way, where they help special needs families be able to have resources and protection if they have caregivers. That's very important. I want to build a big resource center just for children. So if they don't have families, it's a lot of kids that go into foster care that do not have families. And let me tell you, my parents was foster parents for 30 years. So I want to dig into that. I want to start a foundation. I want to have people in my community be able to have funds to do a lot of things, not just for special needs, just for single moms that may be out here, may be homeless, and can't support their children. I want to provide that for them. And also, I want to be able to do something within the school system every single year where I'm able to give out some type of scholarship, whether it's $1,000, 2,000, anything to help children be able to get uniforms and different things like that for low income families. And the reason why I'm so passionate about that is because of where I came from. Yes, I had both of my parents in my life. I grew up with a father. Yes, I did. My parents been together over 50, married 50 something years. So I understand the importance of having that and having family and people, and everyone don't have it. It's a lot of people out here that can be great and amazing, but they never had anyone behind them, and they never had anyone in their ear telling them that they can do it. So that's my goals, and I want to accomplish that goal. I'm not talking about a 15-year span. I'm talking about within the next 5 to 7 years.
Wow, she didn't even go into business with you. She just told you about her other things. Okay, I got question for Leonardo Garcia. How did it feel to give her the green jacket? Well, I've always learned in this business, and it's very true that there's a big thing on duplication. I'm the type of person that loves to serve, and seeing the outcome, being able to actually witness it, feel it, and give it to Takeria, there's a lot of joy. And no, you're not gonna make me cry because you're gonna make fun of New Jersey people, even though I'm a Floridian now. But there's a lot of sentiment. I mean, Takeria worked real hard for that. She did the work, but it showed me that there's some value in what I'm teaching. It validates what I teach, what I do. And she's a perfect example of it. And I know the ring is the next thing. I know she's definitely gonna get her 6 figures. She's gonna do great things in this business, and it's priceless. It's priceless to see that duplication. I know you know exactly what I'm talking about, but I hope that answered your question, sir. All right.
I'm mad that Coach wasn't here because I wanted my dream. I'm telling you, my vision, Coach, was to have Coach hold this side and you hold the other side, and I put my arm in on Coach's side and put my
well, now you just gotta get the ring so he opens and I deliver it.
Okay, all right, that's it then. But Leo, I have a question for you.
Oh, I didn't know that the host is getting questions now. Go ahead.
I have a question. Okay, when you first met me, did you think that I would make it to this position?
I always believe everyone's gonna make it. I mean, that's easy. Now, what I would say, because I know what you were looking for, is I didn't know if you were going to give yourself the chance. With all the battles that you've had at the beginning, all the left and right, not sure, there did come a point that I said, so be it. It is what it is. I can't keep pushing to try to convince you. And that's actually where I developed the line, I'm not in the business of convincing people. It was because of that. That situation led me to say, I'm not in the business of convincing people, because I didn't want to convince you. Because if someone convinces you, you can be convinced out of it. I wanted to come from you. So I left you alone. That's why it took a month. I didn't want to convince you. So at that point right there, it was one of those situations where I, in my mind, said, I'm here if she needs me. Otherwise, I got to keep going, because there's a lot of people that depend on what we do. There's a lot of people that help, a lot of people that want to change their lives, both as agents and as clients. And if I get stuck on bubblegum, it's my fault. So I didn't want that to be something that rests on my shoulders. So there was a point that I just let you be and let you decide. It's never that I never thought you could do this. It was more of a matter of when and if you decided to. So that's what it came down to. So there you go. That was something I was going to take to a grave with me. She didn't even know that. All right. So let's see. I got right here. I even had to skip here. What is the biggest thing standing between you and the vision you have right now?
That's a good question. What is the biggest thing that's standing between me and the vision I have right now? Myself. Honestly, it's not, I can't pinpoint and say one thing. it's a lot of things that I realize um about myself, right? I think a lot, right? About, and I reflect on certain things where I was at certain points in the business. And it's not really one thing. I can just say it's a lot of distractions that prior to this, I would not sit in that. I would never, like, it will happen and I'll think about it, boop, and I'm on to the next. And I keep going. I just think that now it's so many things that happen and a lot of death, even though 2024 was a death year for my family, is more things coming into place now. And it's like, oh, I'm starting to feel like I need to put more energy into other things. And then on the flip side of that, I say, no, you need to continue. You need to continue this journey. You need to continue what you started. You can't stop now. So I'm figuring out. I'm just being honest, because at different points you can have really, really high, a lot of highs, and you can block out a lot of things during a period, especially with my executive director run. And then you get it, and it's like, I got it. Now I could take a break, but you can't take a break too long, because if you do, now it's taking forever to get that momentum back. So it's just me. It's myself.
Okay. I got one more question, then I'll turn it over to the crowd and see if they have anything else before closing thought.
Okay.
See, so think about this. One day, no one's gonna care about the jacket. Eventually, no one's even gonna talk about the production numbers. Titles are gonna change, companies are gonna come and go. That's just reality. What do you want to exist because Takeria Sullivan decided not to quit? What are you leaving behind? What is that legacy?
Well, although I just mentioned briefly everything that I wanted to do, like what was my goals, I truly want to leave. I want to leave my reputation. I want to leave who I am, because I always feel like I stand integrity. I'm an integral person. I have integrity. I want to make sure when they see the buildings with my name on it, the resource center and different things like that, I want my son to have so many people that he can go to and get stories from that he may not never know, because he's a child now. He's only 7. I want to leave such a huge name and impact, and something that people will always receive from generations to generation. I want people to say, you know what, that little chick from Newark, New Jersey, the number blocks, she always had something about her, but she really outdid herself. I want people to just have my name and always speak about it in a high way. And I want my son to just know that his mom did everything that she can do, not only for you, but for the community that he's in. And I say community because, when you are a parent of a child with special needs, you're part of a community, right? So I just always want people to know and be educated. That is what I want. I want to educate as many people before I leave this earth, because through that education, they will understand why I work so hard for our generation, for our people, to be able to have the same things that others did.
Okay. So let's see. Let me go to the chat real quick. Guys, there you have. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Let's see. I think
I'm definitely I was in a hot seat today.
Oh, so why don't let me see. So why? Oh, that's something else. Okay, let's see. That's in the chat. They can see that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I see that I pretty much cleared all. Wait, I think elimination. I think this was answer. What would you tell someone thinking about? Well, she did say this was answer elimination. So I hope you got your answer. I'm just going through real quick.
Well, Leo, I want to just say thank you. I appreciate all the things that you have done for me. The good, the bad, the arguments. I take it all. I wouldn't take nothing back. Right? I swear I went. It's been times that we done went hard. And but we managed to be true to ourselves, our friendship, to our business, no matter what, right? Personal is personal, business is business, and sometimes personal is business. But at the end of the day, we did what we said we were going to do. This is crazy. We both sitting up here with our executive director jackets. The only thing left, I haven't duplicated my 6 figures. I'm right there. I'm right there behind you. And let me just tell you, I really, truly appreciate this platform and for having me on, for always putting me in situations and rooms before the times that I may have been qualified to get there. But guess what? This has been a journey. We are not finished yet. We are just getting started. Yes. I love you, Coach. I appreciate you. Without CEO Life, it wouldn't be this. So, and I love you, team. All y'all, all you guys that's out there that's watching. Even if you're new or you've been here, I just want to tell you guys, each and every one of you offer a piece to this puzzle. This puzzle cannot be completed, a CEO Life, without each and every one of you that show up every day, the dream team, all of us, of the leaders that participate and do everything and hold meetings, sidebar conversations, all of those things matter. So even whether you're training, whether you're a part of the dream team or not, you being present and asking those questions daily and giving great feedback. I'm telling you, from the newest person here to the longest person here, you guys are a piece of CEO Life puzzle. So I thank all of you guys as well. And thank you, Leo.
Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. This was special. I love when we have it live. I think you did. You answered some great questions. I mean, you got some crazy feedback. I can't wait to go back and watch it. So now this is what I'll say to you, Takeria, and I'll leave you with this thought. Mm-hmm. Okay. You walked in here today having earned your green jacket, your accolade to add to your collection, right? And you're gonna leave here wearing it. I want to remind you now, there's some new responsibilities, right? Because now you have a greater responsibility. Now you got to represent what you're wearing, because somebody out there is watching you. My question to you is, are you ready for it?
I stay ready, so I don't have to get ready.
There you have it, ladies. Look at that. That is duplication. She stayed ready, so she don't have to get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honor, a pleasure, and a privilege to be here with you today. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us today. So I would like to say, be blessed.
See you guys.